If it's Tuesday, that means it's the Apex Energy Summer Series presented by Boone Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram from Slingshot Racing League. Hey, welcome everybody. It's Ellis Thomas here. Tonight I'm bringing you live racing action in the NASCAR Gen 6 cars from New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Martin Sports 150. Nestled amidst the breathtaking White Mountains, this 1 mile oval, nicknamed the Magic Mile, is known for tight racing and thrilling finishes. It's not your typical raceway. The land here had been a hotbed for motorsports since the 1960s, originally starting out as Briar Motorsports Park, a haven for motorcycle racing, but it was in 1990 that it was transformed into the Magic Mile, becoming a premier destination for NASCAR racing as well as open wheel racing. Interestingly enough, today's a day race. When the Speedway was built, there was an agreement between the ownership and the city of Loudon that there would be no lights and no night racing at the Speedway to keep noise down. But make no mistake, there's going to be plenty of noise here today. The 1 mile track is the flattest oval currently on the NASCAR series. The paperclip shape provides two straightaways of 1,500 feet each, making the track nearly 50% turns. Milo the Moose is the track's mascot. The name Milo comes from New Hampshire being a mile oval. Fun fact, moose are the largest members of the deer family. According to the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department, moose are the largest land mammal in the state. A mature bull moose's antlers have a spread of about 79 inches. Just a little bit bigger than Austin Cindric, NASCAR driver who stands 76 inches tall. The adverb wicked isn't exclusive to New Hampshire. It's actually used all around New England, but it doesn't indicate evil. It means something is an extremely impressive degree. If drivers are going to have a wicked performance today at New Hampshire, they're going to have to manage a lot of variables and get their techniques just right, which we're going to talk about here shortly. The turns are progressively banked. We'll talk about that more in just a moment, but let's go ahead and look at this track info as well as race analysis for today. You can see air temperature pretty moderate. It's pretty cloudy out there, which could impact the level of grip and speeds that we see out of these race cars here today. Looking at the race analysis, 150 laps. Fuel windows somewhere around 78 laps. Drivers are going to be looking to make one pit stop over the course of the day. Cautions very well might impact whether we see green flag pit stops or not. You're going to have 29 cars starting, and look at that moderate tire degradation note expected. Drivers are going to have to really manage those tires. We're going to talk about that here shortly, but before we do that, we're going to do a Slingshot fan favorite pre-race tradition, the playing of the national anthem. Before that, though, I do want to give a special shout out to one of our number one fans, Connor Lyons. His birthday is today. Hopefully, they're having a great birthday, and we appreciate them tuning in to watch. We'll talk to y'all here shortly. We'll be back on the other end of the national anthem. All right, back here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We're getting ready to go live racing in about 30 seconds to go over some key stories for the fans to follow tonight. We appreciate you joining in. First things first, this points battle is absolutely heating up. You can see Aaron Smith winless in the last 3 weeks. Braxton DeWeese is slowly closing the gap with just 3 races, including tonight, left. Chase Berry and Randy Bechtel all within nearly 20 points of the lead. Can any of these drivers claw their way back into the title conversation at the end of the night? We're going to find out here shortly. As I mentioned, Aaron Smith, championship favorite, winless in the last 3 weeks. It's been Josh Ward, Chase Berry, Braxton DeWeese, who've made it to victory lane since Aaron Smith entered victory lane. Drivers are going to be loose on exit tonight. We're going to be talking about the handling of these cars all night long, and that's going to lead a lot of drivers to really wear those right rear tires over the course of a run. They're going to have to manage that because they've only got 3 sets of tires on the pit box tonight. Additionally, last big story, Flavor Fight. You can go to slingshotracing.org and play the Apex Energy Flavor Fight game. Check out Apex Energy at apexenergydrink.com as well. You could win $50 at the end of the season. Speaking of winning, drivers are going to have to come from various points in the field to win the race tonight. We're going to go ahead and hit up this starting lineup and see who's starting where on the grid. Aaron Smith is going to be your pole sitter. We're going to talk to him momentarily, but we're going to hit up the rest of the grid before we do so. You can see a fast lap. He's the Evan Pienta Designs Pole Award winner tonight. Great fast lap from him, followed by Braxton DeWeese, second in points. Scotty Sobczak going to be starting third. Justin Wilson to the outside of row 4. Randy Bechtel going to be starting 5th. He's been fast in practice. Johnny Rapp 6th. Sam Stoner is going to be 7th. Josh Ward going to be 8th. Sean Johnson going to be 9th. Jacob Bradley going to be 10th. Rest of the starting lineup is going to scroll across the screen, but we're going to get going here. See if we can pull Aaron Smith into the booth real quick. Aaron Smith, this is Ellis Thomas in the booth. You got a copy, my friend. Hey, man, couple laps until we go green. You're starting on the pole. You talked to me about how you didn't think you were going to be fast. You haven't won in 3 races. I know your confidence has been a little bit rattled. What are you going to have to do tonight to get back on track? Are you looking to get to victory lane? I know you're starting from the pole, so it seems like a silly question. Talk to us about how that car's handling. What kind of racing do you expect to see out of tonight's Martin Sports 150? I know last time we visited New Hampshire, there are a lot of cautions. Do you think we're going to fare better tonight? All right, man. Good luck, Aaron Smith in number 70. Thanks for joining us. All right, so you heard Aaron Smith there starting on the pole. It's going to be a tough night. Drivers are going to get to the front. They're going to have 150 laps to do so. And one disclaimer before we get ready to go green. It's just me, if you haven't noticed in the booth tonight. No Chris tonight. He'll be back next week. But just be easy on me. Trying to operate all these buttons at one time. My brain can only handle so much. You know, I guess I have no right to complain because I'm not on the racetrack tonight, but, man, I might rather be than have to manage this. So we're going to do our best to pay attention to all the battles going on the track, just about a lap until green. One of the things we mentioned in pre-race that these drivers are really going to have to watch is their exit of the corners. I was in a practice session earlier tonight, and it is loose. This is no NASCAR video game where it's easy to drive. This is a full-out simulation, so these drivers are going to be experiencing some of the same sensations that the real-life NASCAR drivers do, especially exiting the corner. With just 3 sets of tires, they're going to have to manage that. Aaron Smith, we talked about him really struggling to get a podium finish the past couple of weeks. He's going to be looking to really capitalize on this pole position. Justin Wilson starting 3rd or 4th rather. Braxton DeWeese, we mentioned him really needing to get back into the championship hunt. We're going to see how that's going to work out here in just a minute as drivers get ready to take the green flag. They're going to check those gauges and belts one more time. Pace car is going to get ready to pull off, and we are going to be headed to the green flag momentarily. Aaron Smith's going to lead him down, and we are underway here at New Hampshire. Tight battle between Smith and DeWeese. DeWeese is going to use that outside line to really pull a line on Aaron Smith coming down the backstretch. DeWeese to the lead. Meanwhile, Justin Wilson's also going to work around the outside of Aaron Smith. I just wonder how much Aaron Smith is kind of managing those tires. We talked about it in pre-race, and you can see him doing that exactly right now, dropping back a couple of positions, but definitely, Josh Ward gets clipped from behind there. Really close contact. I believe that was Sam Stoner in the 65. I saw it kind of out of the corner of my eye. Car loose. I believe that's Richard Hurst in the 22. He gets it gathered back up. Car set sail down into turn 3. Battle between Johnny Rapp, Scotty Sobczak, or I should say Jacob Bradley there in the number 50, making his slingshot return after winning the Apex Energy Series championship just a season ago. You have to be careful not to mistake that number 50 with the number 51 of his teammate Randy Bechtel right in front of him. And as soon as I say that, Jacob Bradley just ran the fastest lap on track. So Bradley, the driver who started P10, is already up 4 spots and on a roll. He's got that really high line ground in so far, working his way around Scotty Sobczak, who started second on the evening. So Sobczak dropping back, Jacob Bradley moving up. Going to be a tight battle headed down into turn number 3. You can see just how hard Scotty Sobczak in that number 81 drives it into the corner. That driver out of California driving like he stole it tonight, trying to gain a few positions back after a little bit slower start to the race here. Now on lap number 5 of 150. Hey, we are... I'm not even going to try to do the math on that. I'm a history teacher, not a math teacher. I was going to try to guess the percentage, but you can see Scotty Sobczak right now hasn't led any laps, started 6th, trying to get back up after kind of gaining a bit of an equilibrium after starting 6th today. I'm going to take a second here to crank it up so you can get a sense of how loud these cars are and how fast they are going on the track. Single file, for the most part, through the top 10. One of the cars I want to keep an eye on right now is Jacob Zala in that number 20. He's up 6 positions on the evening. One of the fastest cars on the track right now. After starting in the 20th position, he's worked his way up to 14th already, and he's working now on the back bumper of his teammate, Landon Cardulo, in that number 19. But it looks like Logan Truitt also has a handful back here as he tries to work his way through some traffic. Richard Hurst up in front of him. Richard started in the 13th position. He's dropped back a couple of positions. We saw him loose on the start of the race here, but Logan Truitt taking it to the number 22. 2 versus 22 right now. Truitt on the inside, that black and blue number 22 of Richard Hurst on the outside. Richard's shown a lot of speed throughout races this season, but he struggled to find those finishes this season. So working his way towards the front, hopefully he's able to get a top 10 before the end of the night. You can see Rye Jones, also Alex Harper right behind them doing battle. Lap number 9 of 150, green flag all the way so far. Back up at the front, Braxton DeWeese is your leader, but Justin Wilson is creeping into the picture. And when I say creeping, I mean he is there. He's closed a couple of tenths to pass 3 or 4 laps. So right now, Braxton DeWeese leads him down into turn 1. One of the other drivers I'm keeping an eye on, Randy Bechtel. We talked about his teammate, Jacob Bradley, being fast that early stretch of the race, the first 5 or 6 laps. Bechtel hasn't been a slouch either. He's up a couple of positions to third. I saw him. I ran with him in a practice session before this race, and he was setting some fast lap times. So we'll see what the driver of the 51, along with his teammate, driver 50, Jacob Bradley, can do. Justin Wilson continues to hound the back of that back bumper of the 5 of Braxton DeWeese as he looks to go to the point. DeWeese, really, it should be said here that DeWeese is racing for something. We talk about, yellow flag is out. I'm going to try to find out what happened. I think that might have been Nick DeCesare. We're going to see if we can return to the scene of the crime here and find out what happened to the 00. You can see him loose off the corner. Actually, it might have been Richard Hurst here. We're going to see if we can find the replay, but caution is out on lap number 11. There it is right there. You can see Richard Hurst kind of set sail down into turn number 1, and that is easy to happen, especially if you've got the brakes dialed more towards the back. That car just steps out, and he gets sideways. I'm a little curious about why the caution got thrown there by iRacing, but regardless, it puts us under yellow for the first time tonight on lap number 12. The caution is going to be for Richard Hurst. Sorry about that issue. We're going to get back up to the front. I really doubt anyone's going to pit. Pit road is open that time by, and I don't see any takers. We're going to take this moment to step away to hear from our partners at Martin Sports. One driver at the end of the race tonight is going to win a free set of sim racing gloves. You're going to hear about those in this ad break. We'll be right back on the other end of it.
Hey, Slingshot Racing League, Larry McReynolds here with NASCAR on Fox. I hope you're all doing well. You're watching Slingshot Racing League.
All right, back here from New Hampshire. Sorry for a couple technical difficulties there. Hearing in the chat from several people. Chris DeWeese in the chat. Connor Lyons, who mentioned his birthday. Southern Gaming Network in there as well. Honesty Cherie, she won a free diecast last week. KNS Sim Racing Productions, glad to see you here as well. Jay Solid, Don Hilbrans as always. We hope everyone is doing well. Robert Brobst as well. Thanks everyone for joining in the chat. Going to be getting ready here for a restart in just a moment. It's going to be Braxton DeWeese leading them to the green. Justin Wilson is going to be second. And I'm curious this time by, that outside line seemed to really be rolling on that last restart. I'm curious to see if Justin Wilson tries to take advantage of that as we get ready to roll towards a restart here. Looks like our race director has given him one extra lap of caution. Going to take one more time around. A couple of things to mention as we await the restart. James Danforth, he's a guy who's always working his way through the field pretty quickly in just 12 laps. Danforth's moved up 6 positions in that number 88 car. Out of Maine, we talk about really New Hampshire being the only New England track on the NASCAR circuit. James Danforth, New England driver, maybe hoping to get in victory lane at the end of the night and represent. He won our giveaway last week. He's going to see if he can continue that momentum into a win tonight at his home track. Braxton DeWeese, Justin Wilson, Randy Bechtel, Jacob Bradley, all getting set for the restart. Should note Aaron Smith, after starting from the pole, has dropped back to the 5th position. Now the 6th position, I believe. 5th position, actually. And we talked about how important tire conservation is. We've seen this song and dance from the driver number 70 before. We're going to see if it plays out that same way, where he's just saving his stuff a little bit better than everybody else. Right now, best car on the track has been Braxton DeWeese. We're going to see if that continues. He did elect the outside. Smart move by driver number 5. Look at the restart he gets as we go back. Green flag racing. Wilson really struggling on the restart there. Jacob Bradley going to try to capitalize on a mistake from his teammate. The battle is on for 2nd position. Oh, very close between the 5 and the 58. Wilson almost gets into the left rear quarter panel of the 5. He eases on that brake. Caution is going to be out. I believe that might have been brought out by Steve Vest. We're going to see if we can return to the crime here. Find out what happened as we watch this restart. Keep an eye on this 6 car, this Valvoline car. Ducks it down in turn 1. You can already see 3 wide racing in front of him, and I think something might have happened before this. Gets into the wall just a little bit. Oh, it had already happened. It was the 16 of Brandon Ayers. See if we can find out what happened with Ayers here. Sorry, my replay controls aren't as good as Chris normally, but you can see down at the bottom is 3 wide. Alex Harper, Patrick Colby, Brandon Ayers right there. There's not room for 3 cars. And you can see Colby trying to make room for the 10 on his outside, but the 16 really doesn't know that that 10 is still outside, if I had to guess. And he just doesn't give the space that was requisite there for the 9 to be in the middle. I don't know if I would put that on anybody. That's just one of those racing incidents. I'm going to go to onboard Patrick Colby here and see if we can get a better view of what happened. See on the exit of this corner, Colby's going to be in the middle. You can see Ayers just kind of squeezes up, runs out of room. So we are going to return live. Colby really gets out of that one unscathed. The driver that's going to be hurt the most by that is Brandon Ayers. So another quick caution. I think we're probably too early in the game of 150 laps to see anyone pit at this point. Jacob Bradley has worked his way up to 3rd. He got by Randy Bechtel there, slotted in behind his teammate Justin Wilson. But Braxton DeWeese is still going to be your leader. Bechtel 4th, Aaron Smith 2nd, Scotty Sobczak 6th, Johnny Rapp 7th, Josh Ward, where he started 8th, Sam Stoner 9th, Patrick Pieper. We've seen a lot of speed from this driver of the number 15 this season right now, doing a really good job in that 15 Costco hot dog machine, showing a lot of speed. Pieper all the way up to the top 10 so far in just early goings here at New Hampshire. Patrick Pieper, driver out of California, a little bit earlier out there than it is for the rest of us on the east and the central coast, or the central time zone, but hey, maybe he's using that as an advantage. Got to talk to him, see if it's that early race start that's giving him a little bit more pep in his step as this season winds along with these 8:30 Eastern Time starts. You can see Braxton DeWeese positioned up at the front there. Justin Wilson 2nd. We're going to be gearing up. That's just a quick caution, gearing up for another restart here in just a moment. On this restart, I think we're going to let it breathe a little bit and just go on board Justin Wilson. So we'll go on board the 50 of Jacob Bradley and see what he's going to see. See a clean restart by all the drivers there. Bradley's able to maintain 3rd. Justin Wilson drawing a bead on the back bumper of Braxton DeWeese. Wilson's going to channel that run from the inside line. He's going to lead that lap. He's going to cross the line first, see if he can maintain that lead. We've seen the high line. Oh, the 92 of Josh Ward. Heavy contact. I think we're still green. I'm going to see if we can find out what happened to Josh Ward there. Yellow flag is out. Saw that one out of the corner of her eyes, and I believe there might have been a little bit of contact from the 15 of Patrick Pieper. We had just mentioned him, commentator's curse. Ward gets it gathered back up. Kyle Ryan does a marvelous job of staying out of trouble there. Let's see if we can ride on board Patrick Pieper. See exactly what he was seeing through his eyes. I think the 92 probably let up just a little bit faster than Patrick Pieper was imagining he would. See if we can find that Patrick Pieper cam. For some reason, I'm struggling to find him. There we are. Yeah, you can see just really hard into the corner. This braking zones can really sneak up on drivers, and Patrick Pieper and Josh Ward became a victim of that there. So that's going to put us under caution for the third time. We had a great start to this race, first 12, 13 laps under green, but since then we've had a spat of cautions. Most cars have come out unscathed. Looks like Josh Ward walked away with really no damage from that. Put us under caution, though. However, the big story here, Justin Wilson had just taken the lead before that lap number 22 caution flew for Josh Ward. That's going to put P1 for Justin Wilson. Braxton DeWeese going to be second. I apologize. I just realized that the race ticker hasn't been on for a few laps. So going to try to get that up there so you can follow your favorite driver. Remember, it's a one-man show tonight. So lots of steps to follow. And, hey, if I'm missing anything in the chat, let us know. Let me know what adjustments you might want to see. Appreciate everyone joining in right now. Let us know what driver you are rooting for tonight. Who are you here to support? Going to take just a moment to hear from our partners at Apex Energy, and we'll be right back after the break.
Hey, Slingshot team. How you guys doing? Your amigo Daniel Suarez here. Have a great time, amigos. Stick around. Bye.
Back here at New Hampshire. Pit road was open that time by. Didn't see any drivers take advantage of it. Still a little bit too early to take tires. We've run probably about 15 to 16 laps under green. The rest has been under caution. So drivers had a chance to save a little bit of rubber. Justin Wilson eager to get going here. Going to be one to go. And I would imagine Justin Wilson's going to take the high line. I want to point out a comment from K&S Sim Racing Productions. They made the comment earlier. High line is awesome for a drive off, especially if you can trap a car below you. Let me explain that comment a little bit. Obviously, you have the more opportunity to build up speed up top, but cars, if they're pinched down by a car above them or to their right side, they've got to really be gentle and easy with that throttle on corner exit, which allows the driver to their outside to definitely get a bit of a faster run off the corner and take advantage of that to make the pass. So we're going to be keeping an eye on if Justin Wilson employs that here tonight. Sorry for switching through cameras, trying to find a good one. Justin Wilson's going to restart on the outside first. Braxton DeWeese second. Randy Bechtel is going to be starting on the outside of row number 4. Bradley's going to be starting third to his inside. Not much has changed up at the top. Josh Ward's going to keep his position. I believe the caution flew right as he was kind of gathering it back up. So getting ready for the restart here. Green flag is out. Justin Wilson, great run on the top. Randy Bechtel's going to follow him through as Braxton DeWeese going to try to make it a race down into turn number 1. He does, driving in really hard. We mentioned how fast these cars can drive off the top of the track. Randy Bechtel not able to really capitalize. You can see him slot right back in there behind Braxton DeWeese. It's going to be DeWeese, Bechtel, Jacob Bradley in fourth. Got a little bit of a battle going on between Scotty Sobczak and Aaron Smith. This is for the 5th position. Sobczak gets by that bright number 70 Now he's got to worry about Johnny Rapp to his inside. Rapp having a good run so far after starting 6th, trying to reclaim that position inside the top 6. Rapp to the inside, Smith to the outside. See Josh Ward behind them along with Sam Stoner and Patrick Pieper. Johnny Rapp not going anywhere. Picking on board here, you can see just how close these cars are going into this corner. Rapp's going to take that position, and he's going to set his sights on the back of the number 81. Scotty Sobczak comes under threat from the number 52 of Johnny Rapp headed down into turn 3. Meanwhile, behind these guys, there is some serious action. Patrick Pieper goes around for the second time tonight. Pieper's involved in an incident. It's going to bring us under yellow. Let's see if we can find a replay of just what happened there to Patrick. Just a little bit after it happened. Three wide's not going to work, folks, no matter how you chalk it up. Kyle Ryan, Sean Johnson, Patrick Pieper in the middle just gets loose, turns it around, but I think most drivers are going to stay out of trouble. No one hits him. We avert crisis. I'd be interested to take one quick look on board. Scary feeling to see cars headed straight at you, but Patrick Pieper lives to tail the tail. We're going to be back live here, and I believe not going to see any pit stops this time by. I believe pit road was open. Leaders electing to stay out on track. So top 15 has not come in. The first driver to make a pit stop today looks like it was Chase Berry, but I'm not convinced Berry took few tires on that pit stop. Potentially, or was a really fast pit stop. So Chase Berry rolling around right now in the 17th position in that number 46. First driver to come and take tires. Not sure what's going on with that paint scheme. It's red. It kind of looks like ground meter bacon, though. That Chase Berry's driving that number 46. I'm going to have to get with him after the race to figure out what is going on with that number 46. Berry, last week's Talladega winner, in a thrilling finish to the line. Berry just edged out a couple of other drivers for the win. Very close finish, but it propelled Berry to make up some ground in the point standings. And hey, anytime you can get a win in slingshot racing, that is definitely a good thing. Justin Wilson looking for that win tonight. Right now, he's situated pretty well in the lead. Braxton DeWeese is going to be second. Randy Bechtel going to be third. Jacob Bradley back to fourth. Mention how well Bechtel ran that restart. Scotty Sobczak in fifth. Johnny Rapp in sixth. Aaron Smith back to seventh. Losing a couple of positions. Pole sitter has lost 6 positions since the start of the race. Going to be looking to keep an eye on that. Sam Stoner's been running the top 10 most of the evening. That driver out of Indianapolis, Indiana, making that car as fast as an Indy car tonight. Good job on the part of that driver, Sam Stoner. Going to be about another lap or so till we go green here. Pace car giving these drivers an opportunity. Got to cool their tires a little bit and get back organized for this double file restart that we'll see on lap number 31 of 150. We're about 1/5 or 20% through the race so far. The pace of the race isn't too fast, but hey, it's New Hampshire. We expected to see these drivers really struggle, especially on corner exit where these cars can get really, really loose. So drivers going to be looking to keep those tires on the track here for the next 120 laps or so. Justin Wilson is going to be your leader. James Danforth, one of the cars we mentioned earlier on in the evening, now up 5 more positions to P15. Run some of the fastest laps on the track tonight. We'll be keeping an eye on the driver, the number 88. Meanwhile, Justin Wilson going to be getting ready to take the field back green flag racing. Under caution for the 4th time tonight. Pace cars going to pull off. Wilson enters that restart zone. He mashes that throttle. We are back underway. Braxton DeWeese is going to have to contend with the Randy Bechtel here to the outside. It's going to be a battle between DeWeese and Bradley. Thought Bradley had something cooking on the outside there for just a moment, but he's going to get it situated. Drivers headed off down into turn number 3 and 4. You can see slightly bit difference in those approaches. Jacob Bradley entering those corners just a little bit higher. Meanwhile, a little bit further back through the field, Aaron Smith kind of finding himself in the danger zone right now, really slipping back to the 8th position. Kyle Ryan to his outside. This is a great little battle going on. Ryan to the outside, Smith to the inside, not really giving up that position yet. Further behind them, though, as Smith is going to drop back to P9. Jacob Sala almost 3 wide for a moment back there. Chase Berry, James Danforth doing battle. Danforth in that 88 down to the inside. Great battle now going on for the 15th position between Berry and Danforth. Jacob Sala collects the wall off of turn 2, gathers it back up. He's going to be a pick for James Danforth. Can Zala hang on to it underneath the 46 of Chase Berry right now on those what is most likely very angry tires? Looks like driver the number 20, Zala, is going to gather it up right now. Lost a couple of positions, had been running P13, now back to P15. He's got his hands full with Logan Truitt, his teammate. Big stack up from Alex Harper off of turn 2. We almost see another collision there. This time, Harper averts crisis. Chase Berry did a really good job of lifting on that throttle, and that's something important. One of the things that we talk about in Slingshot Racing League with drivers is don't make a crash worse than it needs to be. So Alex Harper got into the wall. Could Chase Berry have floored it, turned Harper around, kept on going? Yeah, but Berry showed a little bit of patience, respect, and courtesy and lifted on that throttle. Right now, he's having to pay the price because he's doing battle now with Logan Truitt. This is a battle for the 15th, now 14th position. Some of the best racing going on in the back of the field right now. But I don't want to let the picture slip away from the lead because Braxton DeWeese has entered back into the camera shot. He's running a different line than Justin Wilson. DeWeese to the outside. Can he roll that line to a pass for the lead? He's going to have to wait at least another corner if he's going to do it. Give you a bit of a bird's eye view, or I should, a POV view of kind of the different approaches we're seeing from DeWeese and race leader Justin Wilson into the corner here. DeWeese keeping it a little bit lower center off. You can see just how loose Justin Wilson is. That car stepped out a little bit. You saw a little bit more of the left side of the car, meaning he is loose. DeWeese lets it slide up the track just a little bit. And you can just feel, the sense of caution as drivers kind of blip that throttle a little bit, almost like they have an egg underneath it. You kind of hear off, on until they feel secure that they're not going to be sideways exiting the corner. DeWeese in second, Jacob Bradley third, Randy Bechtel fourth position. Johnny Rapp rounds out the top 5, now on lap 40 of 150 in the Martin Sports 150. Their battle's going on the track. This action between Logan Truitt has not calmed down at all. Looking for P13 on Alex Harper. Truitt down to the inside. Is Harper going to put up a fight on the outside? That number 10 Costco machine doesn't look like it right now. Truitt's going to set sail, but close battle going on between Chase Berry and Jacob Zala. That's one we saw brewing just a couple of laps ago as Zala got loose off the corner and had to give up a few spots. Zala now in 15th. Close contact between the 46 and the 20 there. Chase Berry thinks better of it, lifts off the throttle, but what it's going to do is it's going to open the door for Josh Ward to slip underneath. Barry's Payday Racing teammate of Rye Jones. Suddenly, Josh Ward looking to get back up to the front. He did make a pit stop for tires earlier, I believe, after spinning early in the race. Josh Ward looking to see if he can get by Rye Jones here for a spot. This is a battle right now for the 17th position. You see that red, white, and black number 92 Boone CDJR machine rolling the bottom underneath Rye Jones right now. Josh Ward, one of the more calm drivers we've seen this season. He's just a methodical way of kind of making his way through the field, as does Rye Jones. But we haven't seen Josh Ward really lose his calm this season. Really channeled that into a win a couple of weeks ago and continues to look to keep that momentum going. But he's going to got some work to do if he's going to do it from 18th position tonight. Jones working that outside line, that driver out of Florida. Got his hands full with driver number 92, Josh Ward, right now. Ward working that inside, outside, I should say. They draw close to the back bumper of Chase Berry. Looks like Berry's really having trouble right now getting by Alex Harper in that number 10. We're going to see 3 wide out of the corner here. Another Costco car caught in the middle of a 3-wide sandwich. We avert crisis there. Daring move from driver 9246 and the 10 of Alex Harper. They live to tell the tale. Flip that. Tell the tale. Another day here. Lap number 46 of 150. Chase Berry loose off the corner. He's going to give up several spots. See if we can find out what happened to Berry here. Really loose off that corner, and that speaks to just how loose these cars are getting, especially as the run goes by. Watch Chase Berry on exit here. Whew. Hangs on to it, loses a couple other positions, but we remain under green. His challenges have not gone away, though. He's got the 29 of Alberto Alvarez right now. This is now a battle for 22nd. Alvarez having a good run tonight. Despite being down 4 positions, he's working his way back up through the field right now in that number 29. Alvarez is also a driver we've seen have a lot of speed. A couple of top 10s this season, but looking to close the deal on a top 5, potentially even a victory in the final 3 races of the Apex Energy Summer Series presented by Boone CDJR. Alvarez, that driver of Miami, I would imagine is looking forward to the season finale here in a couple of weeks at his home track at Homestead, Miami. We've seen him run there before in a couple of practice races, and he's no slouch. So maybe that driver, the 29, is going to finally put all the pieces of the puzzle together and get himself a victory. But right now, sitting in 22nd, Alberto Alvarez. Another driver that we should probably come back to here. Patrick Colby. Colby kind of running by himself right now on the track. He is up to the 10th position, and he is a driver out of New England. Born in Montgomery, now lives in New Hampshire. This is a home track, sporting a special Ryan Blaney paint scheme, hoping to take that for victory lane. We mentioned, talking to him in pre-race, Patrick Colby, a new father, mentioned that his family was right next to his side, rooting him on tonight. So if they're watching the broadcast, shout out to them at home. And hope everyone is doing well, mom and baby included as well. And I'm not just talking about Patrick, but hope the Colby family is doing well right now. Patrick having a top 10 run. Good for him so far. Up 14 positions on the night. Driver number 9, Patrick Colby. One-third of the way through the race, lap 51 of 50. We had mentioned the fuel window being somewhere around lap number 78 or so. We thought cautions pass for the lead. We'll get to that story in a minute. Braxton DeWeese sails it off into the corner. Looking for the lead under Justin Wilson. Wilson's going to maintain the speed off, but DeWeese does not let up. Going to see if he can drive down into turn number 1. Will Wilson force the issue? Deweese is going to pull a bit of a slide job. Justin Wilson thinks about answering back, but he can't do it without making contact with the number 5. Look at how much ground he loses. Goes from no car links to about 6 in about a corner. Now he's got his teammate Jacob Bradley to worry about. The battle is now for second. Bradley looking to capitalize on a rare mistake from Justin Wilson. Slowly, Randy Bechtel also emerges into the picture here. Going to go on board with Bechtel as he looks to get underneath his teammate, driver number 50, Jacob Bradley. Close battle between the Costco cars here. Battle for the 18th position. Hot Dog Mobile versus Hot Dog Mobile. Or is that a pizza? I think that's a pizza. Hot dog versus pizza. Let us know in the chat. Are you a hot dog fan or a pizza fan? If you had to choose from Costco right now, Robert Brobes definitely said pizza had a bit better of luck than the hot dog. I'm not sure if that's let us know what your favorite is, Robert, in the chat. Chris says pizza. I don't know. There's something about a good hot dog that's just hard to beat, but I also feel like atmosphere matters, right? Like if you're at a baseball park, hot dogs are definitely better. Pizza's a little bit more difficult to eat. Watching the Pizza Mobile get passed right now by the Hot Dog Mobile. Patrick Pieper assumes the 18th position over his teammate. James Danforth really slow in that corner. Not sure what was going on there. Patrick Pieper gets to the back bumper. Another battle going on right in front of them. Josh Ward slipping underneath Jacob Zala on that outside. Ward continuing his charge on fresh tires up through the field. I do want to point out the other car that I believe is on fresh tires. In fact, I'm not sure about that. Logan Truitt came down pit road earlier. He's up to 12th position. But I'm not sure if he's on fresh tires or not. Hard to tell with these pit stop times. Sean Johnson in a little scrum here with Logan Truitt in the number 2 that we just got done talking about. Johnson driving that Moon Pie car. Sean Johnson, the driver out of Tupelo, Mississippi. And I suppose Moon Pies are pretty popular down there in Mississippi. Make a big deal. I think there's a Moon Pie drop on New Year's Eve somewhere. I'm not sure if that's in Mississippi or maybe Mobile, Alabama. Close enough. Watching Landon Cardulo to the outside. Cardulo rolling the top. Now, let's talk about this. The danger of rolling the top is it's going to heat those tires up faster, and it's more time spent on the asphalt every single lap. And Cardulo right now, he's making up positions. Cardulo, after slipping back a little bit earlier, definitely making up a little bit of space on the track right now. You can see him complete that pass, but Cardulo definitely probably going to be looking for tires before too long. 58 laps on this set of tires, and you can see lap times right now are about a second off of where we started. So the fall off in just nearly 60 laps, now lap 59 of 150, is pretty substantial, which is definitely what we expected to see in pre-race tonight. You can see Braxton Deweese still up front, but Randy Bechtel trying to work his way by a little bit of lap traffic. Steve Vest here in the number 6, doing what drivers would expect up front, staying down to the bottom, giving drivers a little bit of space to work by on the outside, keeping that car right along that yellow line. Everyone getting by so far. Looks like Logan Truitt a little bit loose off the corner. Looking at close battles right now on the track. Rye Jones draws up to the back of the number 32 of Sean Johnson. Oh, pizza wrapped around the hot dog. Someone dropped that in the chat. Woo! That is a carb-heavy snack, but, you know, I could see it being pretty good. I'm not gonna criticize. I think it's Cherie in the chat, but hey, thanks for letting us know what you think. Definitely an interesting combination. Might have to try it sometime. Right now, Rye Jones trying to make a pass for the 14th position on Sean Johnson. He's been kind of stalking the back bumper of him for the last couple of laps. Let's see if we can ride on this drone cam right behind, now in front of Rye Jones, as he runs a little bit different line. You can see him kind of diamonding the corner a little bit more so than Sean Johnson. That allows him to really rev up his speed off the corner. Look at the run he's going to get. He's going to duck to the inside, and he's going to try to make a pass headed down into turn number 3. He's going to complete that pass. Soon as I say that, though, Sean Johnson going to try to look back to the inside. He's going to think better of it. Close battles going on back here in the 21st position. Chase Berry, James Danforth, Alberto Alvarez, all kind of engaged in a little three-way scrum here, headed down into turn number 4. James Danforth, man, if this was a night race, I feel like you could see these drivers' brake rotors glowing like some glow-in-the-dark stars on your ceiling in the 90s. But right now, James Danforth losing a couple of spots, trying to hang tight on the outside of Chase Berry. That's not going to work this time. By lap number 64 of 150 in the books, Braxton DeWeese is your leader. Justin Wilson second, Jacob Bradley third, Randy Bechtel fourth, Johnny Rapp is fifth. Going to be looking for some green flag pit stops here in the next 10 laps or so. We're going to take a second to break away for one short ad before we return. We're going to hear from Boone, CD, JR. We'll be back on the other end of this break.
Hey guys, it's Josh Ward with Ram Commercial, and this season we're partnering with Slingshot Racing League to make sure our members can get wholesale manufacturer pricing on any Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram you choose. Whether you're just looking for a vehicle for your family or for your business, we've got you covered. Contact me directly to see how we can help.
Yellow flag is out. I believe that might have been for Paul Thomas, so we're going to see if we can find out what happened here. Not sure what happened. That wasn't between Thomas. See if we can find Patrick Pieper maybe. And we are definitely going to see green flag or yellow flag pit stops. Still trying to figure out what exactly happened here. My incident report not quite giving me the full details. We're going to make sure, try to find that caution. But right now, keeping an eye on these green flag pit stops. Getting ready to see drivers come down pit road here in just a moment. I would imagine pit road will have the green light on it, and drivers are going to be eager to get fresh tires. So let's see what happens here on this pit road battle. We'll see the difference between where drivers enter and where drivers exit here. Getting ready to watch drivers top 5. Really, everyone's going to be coming down pit road here. Track position is going to be important. So it's the 5, 58, 50, 51, and 52. Going to see where they come off. Now, big question I have is drivers like Aaron Smith. Yeah, he also came down pit road. Who's going to stay out? Who maybe did not take tires? It's going to be close, but Justin Wilson wins the race off pit road. Braxton DeWeese is going to be second. Sorry, Chase Berry came off in front of all of them. I believe Berry only took 2 tires, or no tires, though. Justin Wilson, the first car off with 4 tires. DeWeese is going to be second. Bradley third. Aaron Smith rolls off fourth. That is a net gain for Smith, who had dropped all the way back near the back of the top 10. So DeWeese rolls off third, and there comes Chase Berry this time by. Berry is going to be coming down pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to his teammate, Justin Wilson, who's going to keep Braxton DeWeese in second. Talk about track position being important all night long. That is a great reason why pit stops are important here. Still trying to find this cause of the caution. Not sure if we're going to have any luck here. Again, it makes it a little bit difficult when you only got one set of eyes in the booth, but I promise I'm doing my best, folks. See if we can figure out what happened. Oh, Robert Bropes, our race controller, believes that Chase Berry might have missed his pit box there. I appreciate the tip. Heads up from our race controller. He also says the 20 to 15 stack up in the back of the number 40 is what brought out that caution. We'll try to find that here in just a moment. Chase Berry coming down pit road one more time. This is going to bring us back to the one to go. Justin Wilson elects to take that outside. Braxton DeWeese second. Aaron Smith fourth. It's Jacob Bradley to his inside there. Johnny Rapp fifth. Randy Bechtel is going to be sixth. Sam Stoner seventh. Scotty Sobczak eighth. Logan Truitt up to ninth. 10 positions gained after starting 19th earlier. Kyle Ryan rounds out the top 10. Hey, if you like what you're seeing, I know it's not as good as normal, but if you haven't subscribed to our channel, go ahead and do so. It doesn't cost you a single thing. Helps us get these drivers in front of more eyes. And the eyes are getting real big right now as we gear up for a restart. It's going to be Justin Wilson choosing that outside. How quick is he going to get the field going here in the restart zone? Green once again here from New Hampshire. Justin Wilson gets to the outside, but Braxton DeWeese is going to take it down to the inside in a hurry. He's got to force the issue here, take advantage of that space that Justin Wilson offered, and urgency is the name of the game right here. DeWeese to the lead. Justin Wilson second, car way up on the outside there. That's Jacob Bradley. Can they stay out of trouble? Sam Stoner's going to be in the middle. Will Logan Truitt show a little bit of caution here? He does, and let Stoner slip back up in front of him. Meanwhile, Aaron Smith, we mentioned urgency. Aaron trying, car sideways off the corner. See if we can find out what happened here. Josh Ward in the 19 of Landon Cardulo. Smoke is settling. See if we can find out what happened. Roll it a little bit further back here. You see Kyle Ryan loose off the corner, collects Josh Ward and Landon Cardulo, a teammate. Alberto Alvarez, Scotty Sobczak also going to be involved in that. See how much damage these guys got. See, Alvarez, that might be netcode with the 10 there. Let's take a look on board. Alberto Alvarez and see what he saw in front of him. Oh, man. Yeah, I think that might have been a little bit of netcode. Alvarez is going to get those tire barriers. You can see the damage there. Take one more look at this. Coming off the corner here. Puts us under caution for the 5th time tonight. Several pit stops occurring right now for the folks involved in that crash, but the leaders are staying out. And Braxton DeWeese, we mentioned it. He didn't steal, I wouldn't say steal, but he grabbed the lead from Justin Wilson there right as that green flag came out, headed down into one, and he reaps the reward now because he's going to be able to lead a few more laps under caution. We talk about every point matters. Braxton DeWeese looking for the most laps led tonight. That's an additional bonus point in the standings, and only being less than 10 points behind the championship leader, Aaron Smith. DeWeese wants to capitalize on Smith not having a P1 night, so to speak, that we're used to seeing him, at least the way he started the season. He's looked fallible the last couple of weeks, But Braxton DeWeese, every inch of the track and every position matters right now for Braxton DeWeese, the driver out of Miamisburg, Ohio. Looking through the field right now, you got DeWeese, we've got Justin Wilson in that number 58 running second. Bechtel's kind of had a quiet night. He's been top 3, top 4 most of the evening, but he's not one we should sleep on. Bechtel looking to see if he can get to victory lane this season. Already done so once. Aaron Smith going to be 4th. How about Johnny Rapp up to the 5th position? Driver number 52 on the march. Started 6th, dropped back a couple spots, but he's back up to 5th position here. Driver out of New Jersey. One of our staple slingshot drivers, having a good night so far. Johnny looking to see if he can get to victory lane before the end of the season. Jacob Bradley, his first race of the season, and so far it's been smooth sailing for driver number 50. Right now, that college student is running P6, studying engineering on these race cars. And hey, I think that's definitely an advantage for setting these things up. Obviously, during our races, every driver's got the same setup, but he's a fast driver in slingshot racing, but elsewhere on the service. So Jacob Bradley, welcome back, running P6 right now. Interesting choice here for Braxton DeWeese. I think he liked the way that car handled on the inside when he got by Justin Wilson just a moment ago. As leader, he's going to elect to start on the inside. I'm curious how that's going to set him up here for turn number 1 if Justin Wilson gets wise and gets a better start this time. And not really much he can do about it on the outside, but we're going to find out on this restart. Wilson looks to get a strong run out of the corner. Tattoos the back bumper, that number 5. Is he going to make a move down into turn number 2? Wilson's going to think better of it. Jacob Bradley, big run on the entrance to that corner. One car is big time up the track. That's Rye Jones working that outside. Jones, fast car. But he's going to have to deal with Scotty Sobczak as they enter back into turn number 1. It's a battle of coast between the Florida driver, Rye Jones, and that black and purple car on the outside, and the California driver, Scotty Sobczak, in that 81 on the inside. Lots of action going here, 5th through 9th position. Drivers looking to get every single spot they can in this race as early as they can. Johnny Rapp trying to play the middle there to figure out if he can throw Sam Stoner for a loop there in the number 65. Stoner's going to tuck in the back behind the 52, but he's got the 81 and the 91 to fend off. That's a battle going on for the 6th through 9th position here between Johnny Rapp all the way back to Rye Jones. And I'm really interested to see how long Rye Jones can make that outside line work. Right now, he's doing a pretty good job. Scotty Sobczak's fighting back on the inside pretty hard, though. That's going to do a number on these tires. You can see just how much grittier that racetrack is and how much more it's going to eat up those tires and heat those tires up even further. Jones, as soon as I say that's going to slide back into single file. Scotty Sobczak thinks a little bit better of it here. Will the driver of the 81 take a shot to the inside? Not this lap. Drivers working their way by Derek Fike. Car lap down to the outside. It has not calmed down at all around the 17th, 18th, 19th position. Dan Berg and that number 1 doing all he can do to hold off driver number 20, Zala, to the inside as they make their way around lap number 81 here at New Hampshire. Martin Sports 150. Presented by Slingshot Racing League. Race number 6 of the Apex Energy Summer Series. Just 2 left after tonight, folks. 2 races left in the season. If you wonder why drivers are driving so hard, every single point matters. Richard Hurst Now we've got some Hurst fans in the chat right now. He's doing battle with Chase Berry. He's going to have Nick DeCesare behind him in just a moment. We mentioned Hurst has had speed much of the season. We've seen him run the top 10 multiple times. Just hasn't really been able to have consistent finishes inside the top 10. Looking to get back up there tonight, potentially earn that top 10. But right now he's going to have to get by Chase Berry if he does so. Riding on board here with Nick DeCesare, trying to make that pass to the inside of Chase Berry for P22 on the track right now. Looks like he's going to pull that pass off. Driver number 00. You know, I love that Hurricanes paint scheme. The Carolina Hurricanes. I'm not sure how they fared in the Stanley Cup finals this year, or the playoffs, I should say, but I like the Taylor Swift paint schemes that Nick DeCesare used to run. We got caution on the track right now. I believe that might have been for Landon Cardulo. Let's see if we can find out what happened here on lap number 85. Yep. Let's see what happened. James Danforth, Landon Cardulo headed down into turn 1. Oh, the 19 just gets in the back of the 88. We've seen that happen a couple times tonight. Drivers just not quite expecting the level of checkup and off throttle from the driver in front of them. Let's see if we can get on board with Landon Cardulo and see what happens. All right, so you can see what brought us under caution for the 6th time here on lap 85. Incident between the 88 and the number 19. All right, so before we were under caution, Braxton, we still managed to hang on to the lead. Justin Wilson second. Aaron Smith worked his way up to 3rd position. That 70 car, he's coming slowly. He hears the tick-tock of the clock past the halfway point. Driver's going to have the option to come down pit road here. I'm not sure if we're going to see anyone come for tires. Last time they came down was about 19 laps ago. I don't think we're going to see anyone use their final set of tires yet, with nearly 63 laps left on the evening. So probably going to have to wait just a little bit longer. Interesting. I'm really curious about what we just saw there, seeing Aaron Smith drag his tires through the grass a little bit. Now, obviously, that's no benefit to the right side. We'll just go back and check this out here. And no rule against cooling off your tires in the grass. Not even sure if the physics of iRacing still allow that to happen, but Aaron Smith, interesting strategy. You're going to follow up on that maybe later in this race if we talk to Aaron Smith at the end, but maybe we'll see what Aaron Smith has to say about that. I'm kind of curious if we might pull him in real quick. Aaron Smith, you got a copy? Hey, man, sorry to interrupt and pull you in. Do you have 30 seconds to chat? Man, you kind of had fallen back to the bottom of the top 10 early on, but you've slowly been chugging your way back forward. Talk to us about the different mentalities. The car handling better? Or are you just kind of amping it up a little bit? What's going on there in that 70 driver's head? I mean, I wanted to ask about the grass. I saw you drive through the grass a couple times. What's going on with that? All right, man. We'll be keeping an eye on that number 70. Getting ready for the restart here in a lap or so. Aaron Smith, thanks for joining us in the booth. All right, so you heard from Aaron Smith there, doing everything he can to manage those tires. He talks about the drivers running up at the top of the track and diamonding the corner back down on exit. He doesn't think those tires are going to last to the end of the race. Right now, a couple drivers been doing that. Braxton DeWeese, Justin Wilson, Jacob Bradley. Smith is going to be fourth on the restart. We said he was going to be third earlier. Oh, looks like they're in the chat. Aaron has no sound. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. We'll try to pull someone else back in later on. But right now, Justin Wilson, Braxton DeWeese getting ready for the restart here. DeWeese gets away cleanly. Not going to have to worry about Justin Wilson here on the restart. Jacob Bradley, meanwhile, working to the outside there. And that number 50, Aaron Smith right behind him. Right now, Bechtel and Rapp doing battle. Down the back straightaway, it's the 51 of Bechtel. That 52 Payday Racing teammate on the outside, Johnny Rapp, looking to take over fifth position here. Good little battle going on. Curious to see how these drivers are approaching their lines differently. See if we can get a look at it from the chopper cam this time down into turn 3. Johnny really using the real estate up at the top of the track, doing exactly what Aaron Smith warned about, but in this position, you kind of got to do what you got to do if you're going to be on the outside. You can see that momentum he gains off the corner headed down into turn 1, but he's got to relinquish it all right here. I say that, but he gets really close to the right side of the 51, but he is going to give up that 5th position, wrap back to the 6th position right now. Close battle. Oh, looked like we had a car off maybe. That was maybe Patrick Colby. It's going to put us under caution here for the 7th time tonight. Let's see if we can find out what happened to Patrick Colby. Already spinning at that point. Ooh, a little bit of contact there off the corner from Colby. Chase Berry may be getting in the back. I'm going to take an onboard cam here with Berry to see and confirm if there was contact. Really hard to tell from that angle. Let's go on board with Chase Berry. Give me just a second to get that queued up. See what we can see out the front end of this car. Oh, no, I didn't see any contact at all. I think the 9 just lost it off the corner. And the rest was history, as they say. Colby gathers it back up. That's one of those we saw out of the corner of our eye. Braxton DeWeese still going to be your leader right now. 25 laps on these tires. I doubt we're going to see drivers come down pit road with just about 56 laps left. I think based on the history of this race so far, drivers are going to suspect there's going to be another caution at some point in the evening that's going to put them on pit road to use their final set of tires. Remember, drivers came in with 3 total sets of tires. They've already used one of those. They're on their 2nd set. Many of the front runners are, at least right now. And it's going to be an interesting call to see when those drivers make that decision to take the final set of tires, pending that there is at least one more caution. A couple of questions in the chat. Connor wonder how many cautions. I believe this is the 6th on the night. 6th on the night. I want to give a quick shout out to Sam Stoner and that number 65. Been doing a whale of a job all night long, keeping that car inside the top 10. I think this is definitely the 65 car's best run of the season. Started 7th, has maintained that 7th position, a track where we've seen drivers lose a lot of spots from their starting position. Doing a good job right now in that 65 car. Sam Stoner having a good night. That driver out of Indianapolis. We talked about Indianapolis Speedway earlier. Stoner making that car look like an Indy car. Hey, we got a Stoner fan in the chat right now. John saying, go Stoner. Go Stoner right now. His confidence has got to be high with that 7th place run going on. Looking further through the field. Shout out to Brandon Ayers, driver of that number 16 car. Got involved in a caution early, but he has worked his way back up to the 16th position. So the 16 and 6 right now. Brandon Ayers, that driver out of New York. If anyone's watching New York right now, let us know the weather. Hey, Dawn Hilbrun's, how's the race been going? She asked. Had to go clean flood damage. Oh, Dawn, man, I'm sorry to hear that you had flood damage. I know it was flooding pretty bad there a week or two ago. I'm glad to hear that you're okay. How much damage was there? How many inches we talking if the water got into the house? Going to be getting ready for a restart here. Same song and dance, at least for the last couple of restarts. It's going to be Braxton DeWeese on the inside. Justin Wilson to the outside. Jacob Bradley going to be third. Aaron Smith going to be on the outside of row 2 and 4th. We are complete with 96 laps in the book here for New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Getting ready to go green on lap number 97. It's going to be 53 laps remaining on the evening. Oh, man, Don, sorry to hear the full basement full of water. Restart getting ready to happen here. Braxton DeWeese, the control car. You can see him accelerate, get through the gears. It's going to be DeWeese jumping out to an early lead on this restart. Justin Wilson, followed by Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith on the outside. We talked to him earlier, and you couldn't hear him, but he was saying that drivers were really using those tires up on the outside. Part of the reason we saw him drop early was tire conservation. Right now, he's hit that go button, and he is trying to get through the field. But he's got to do so on that dreaded outside line, and at least in terms of tire wear. Can he clear Bechtel on the exit of turn 4? He's going to do so. Driver number 70 up to P4. Bechtel in the 51 back to P5. Johnny Rapp 6th. Sam Stoner 7th. Scotty Sobczak. Good little battle going here on the outside. Can he channel that into a pass on Ryan Jones? He's going to have to wait at least a lap. You can see how low Jones was out of that corner. Oh, driver's driving it really hard into the corner there. Believe that was Patrick Pieper. Contact! Sean Johnson hard into the wall. It's going to collect both Costco cars. See if we can see what happened here with Patrick Pieper. On the exit, Sean Johnson, Logan Truitt there watching this replay. Put us under caution for the 8th time. Sean Johnson, hard hit. His night's going to be done. And then Alex Harper gets into the back of the 15. Heavy damage for Patrick Pieper. I think most everyone else is going to make it through. And that's going to put us under caution for the 8th time tonight. And again, just to make this point, if we're looking at the championship picture, Braxton DeWeese, all these laps led are adding up. And at this point, he is approaching leading the most laps and locking that bonus point up. Now, again, we've got 50 laps remaining here, 100 of 150 complete tonight. Will we see any cars come down pit road? It's been 32 laps, but we've seen many of those laps run under caution. I suspect drivers aren't going to be ready to hit pit lane just quite yet. I'm going to keep an eye on it, though, just in case any drivers look to make a move over there. Not yet. Sean Johnson, obviously, on pit road with heavy damage from that lap number 99 caution. Going to take a moment here to hear from our partners at Evan Pienta Designs, as well as Butt Kicker. Will be back on the other end of this break.
Hey Slingshot Racing League, Larry McReynolds here with NASCAR on Fox. I hope you're all doing well. You're watching Slingshot Racing League.
All right, back here in New Hampshire, Ellis Thomas in the broadcast booth. Solo show tonight, so be easy on me, trying to work our way through everything we need to get done tonight. So are the drivers. 102 laps in the book. Going to be lining up for a restart here. We've seen a lot of cautions. Hopefully drivers have gotten those out of their systems for the final third of the race. Braxton DeWeese, for the third time in a row, is going to elect that inside line. Early on, we thought the outside was going to be the kind of the popular spot for the leader to take the restart from, but Braxton DeWeese made a move to the inside early to take the lead just about 30 laps ago, and that's kind of convinced him, I think, that that inside line is going to be the way to go right here as he elects for that inside line once again. Pace car leading him down the back straightaway. I'm really curious right now. Chase Berry is on fresher tires than the rest of the field in that number 46. I'm curious to see how he kind of moves up through the field on this restart. We'll be keeping an eye on that driver, the 46. But right now we're keeping our eye on the front row, getting ready for a restart. It's going to be DeWeese in the 5, Wilson in the 58. Bradley there on the inside of row 2. Don't sleep on him either. Here we go. DeWeese gets away cleanly. It's going to be on Jacob Bradley, looking to make a move to the inside here, down into turn 1. Bradley loose off the corner there. You can see it in the way that tail shook. Sam Stoner going for the 6th position here on Johnny Rapp. Seeing if he could take advantage of that inside line. Rapp being held up a little bit by the 51, who's kind of driving right around the middle, trying to hold on to both those spots. That's driver 51, Randy Bechtel, in the 5th position right now. Stoner's got his hands full with Rye Jones to the outside. This battle in the top 6, 7, 8, 9 has been great all night long, and it has not disappointed with drivers like Bechtel, Rapp, Stoner, and Jones, as well as Sobczak and Truett, all kind of fighting for the same real estate much of the evening. Now it's Truett and Sobczak doing battle as they exit turn number 4 here at New Hampshire. Truett's going to get the better end of that fight. Meanwhile, Chase Berry, you mentioned him being the lone car in the top 15 right now on those fresh tires. About 12 laps older, I should say. Curious to see if that has any sort of impact on his progress through the field. Right now, Scotty Sobczak looking like he wants to make a move on Logan Truett. Like he's got fresh tires, but they're on equal tires right now. Sobczak on the inside, Truett in that 2 to the outside. Close battle here. Sobczak, that driver out of California, opposite side of the country tonight, New Hampshire, but he still nonetheless wants to get to victory lane in that 81. He's been winless this season, and it's been a long drought for Scotty Sobczak since he's been to victory lane. Tonight might be a chance. He's had speed all evening long. Battle for the lead hasn't gone away. Justin Wilson has less than a car length separating him from the back bumper of that number 5 of Braxton DeWeese. They wind their way through turn number 1 and that crawl down the back straightaway. Approaching turn number 3, Justin Wilson hypothesizing what his next move is going to be. Don Hilbrun says it's Shark Week right now. Is that Discovery Channel or TLC? Are they one and the same right now? But Justin Wilson and Jacob Bradley definitely smelling blood in the water as they get very close to Braxton DeWeese. Just looking at lap times that time by Jacob Bradley, P3 and the number 50. He's got the fastest lap on the track that time by. He's ratcheting up that intensity just a little bit. Driver number 50 with his season debut return to Slingshot Racing League. sitting comfortably in third right now, but he is looking for more. Aaron Smith has kind of stabilized it in the fourth position there in that bright yellow number 70. Meanwhile, Rady Bechtel slipped back to the fifth position. Rapp sixth, Rye Jones seventh, Sam Stoner is eighth. Close battle going on between Alex Harper and Patrick Colby. Both drivers have been involved in cautions tonight, but both drivers are trying to claw their way back into the top 15. Colby now in 19th, Harper in 20th. Richard Hurst careens down the back straightaway. We are going to stay under green. He immediately toes it from the track. Let's see if we can find out what happened here to Hurst. Just loose off the corner, tire spin. Hurst in the throttle a little bit too quick on the exit of turn number 2. And you can see just how quickly that can do you in here at a track like New Hampshire, where handling is a very important thing to consider for these drivers. Right now, top 4 remains unchanged, but Aaron Smith looking to change that. To the inside, battle for third. Aaron Smith, the Slingshot champion, cuts to the inside of Jacob Bradley, the most recent Slingshot Racing League champion. Lap 113 of 150 in the books, 37 laps left for Braxton Deweese, Wilson, Bradley, Smith, and Bechtel in the top 5. Deweese, the past lap or two, has stretched the lead to about 2 car lengths over Justin Wilson. Wilson might be saving his stuff here for one final crack at Deweese if the race is to go green. Right now, though, I don't know if drivers have the fuel. If we get a couple more cautions, potentially. Right now, they've got 46 laps on this tank. We talked about the fuel mileage being around 78 to 80 laps. That's 34 laps from now, and there are exactly 36 laps remaining in the race. So it is going to be a tight race on fuel. Aaron Smith not really showing any signs of letting up and trying to save fuel as he looks to the inside of Jacob Bradley here. Good battle going on for third place here. Bradley's got Smith in a precarious situation. You can see both cars wiggle off the corner a little bit. Smith, to stay low and not come up into the side of Bradley, has to lift off that throttle, and you saw that being kind of a deciding factor there in that, I guess, maintaining P3 for Jacob Bradley. Right now, though, Justin Wilson is drawn back up to the back bumper. We're going to go on board with the driver, the number 58, see what he sees in front of him. Hey, is that a Battle of Crown Royal I see sitting on the dashboard there? Hopefully he hasn't been swigging any of that. We are under caution here on lap number 116. Caution has flown, I believe. We're going to see if we can find out what happened there. Not sure what happened. Oh, I think we might be getting close. There it is. All right, so off the corner, let's set this up. That driver on the inside is Scotty Sobczak in the red, white, and blue 81. Chase Berry in the 46 to the outside. Interesting contact there. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can go on board Scotty Sobczak. Figure what exactly happened here. It looks like the 46 came down into Sobczak. I think Sobczak wasn't allowing a whole lot of room, but I don't think the 46 really anticipated him being there. And Barry's going to get the worst end of that. Right now, I believe we are seeing live pit stops, though. Couple of drivers coming in. That's going to be Justin Wilson's final set of tires here. He's going to lead Bechtel, Rapp, Rye, Jones off of pit road. That's going to relegate them back to the 18th position on the restart with just about 30 laps left in this race. Interesting call by Justin Wilson and his payday teammates to come down and take tires. I'm curious. I'm looking at how many times they've stopped to see. I believe that was their second set of tires. I have no way of confirming that, but Braxton Weiss is going to remain in the lead. It's going to put Jacob Bradley up to the second position. Aaron Smith going to be now up to third. Scotty Sobczak, after being involved in that caution just a moment ago, is going to be restarting fourth. Sam Stoner up to the top 5. Hey, in the chat, Don Hilburn says it is Shark Week on Discovery Channel. Chris DeWeese rooting on his boy Braxton DeWeese in the chat right now. Richard Hurst comment is, not my best track. We did what we could. Hey, you showed some speed early. It happens to the best of us, Richard. No sweat. Come back next week. Show him who's boss. Right now, Braxton DeWeese has led a majority of laps in this race. He's going to lock up. Most laps led. That's a point. That is a point. Aaron Smith took 2 points for the pole. So right now, Braxton DeWeese just trying to lock back in. I'm not sure Aaron Smith has a lap led this race either. So right now, Braxton DeWeese looks to pick up about 4 points and bring it within 5 points if this race were to finish as it is right now. And it'll be a 5-point championship race headed into the final 2 races of the season at Atlanta and Homestead. Final 2 races on the schedule. Looking through a couple other things right now. Chase Berry going to come out on the okay end of that. He's not going to come down pit road. Actually, he did come down pit road that time, I believe. Going to be running 11th. Patrick Colby has worked his way back up to the 12th position. That driver out of New Hampshire, his home track race, right in front of another New Hampshire driver, James Danforth, after being involved in a crash, is up to the 14th position. So a couple of drivers on the move. Braxton DeWeese, Jacob Bradley, they're going to be looking to get on the move here in just a moment. Interesting choice here. Braxton DeWeese, the leader, has elected the outside line for this restart. I'm curious about the thought process there, but hey, right now, making it work. Going to go on board the blimp camera for this restart to see how driver number 5 mashes that throttle and how quickly he can get away from the rest of the field and how that outside lane choice works. We are back under green here in New Hampshire. He gets a heck of a start. Jacob Bradley second. The battle's going to be for third. Aaron Smith to the inside of Scotty Sobczak. Sam Stoner also fighting to the inside. We are under green flag conditions here. Sam Stoner still fighting to the inside of Scotty Sobczak as they head off into turn number 3. It's Stoner to the inside, Sobczak to the outside. Stoner going for 4th position. He's shown some speed here, and what a time to find it in the final 25 laps or so of the race. Now 28 to go. Stoner does not relent to the inside, but he's going to have to pay the price. Is Logan Truitt emerges into 6th position on the outside. He's looking to go to the top 5 for the first time tonight in that number 2 Chevy Camaro. Truitt's going to get that spot. He's going to bring Kyle Ryan, the 24, right there with him. Ryan right to the back bumper. This is the first time we've seen Ryan in the top 10 tonight. He gives Stoner a shove. Stoner a shove, I should say. Easy for me to say, right into the corner. Stoner's going to give up that position. Ryan using the chrome horn a little bit. Headed down the backstretch. We'll see if Stoner's happy with that move. How closely. You can see he doesn't give up. That's going to send Kyle Ryan sideways. Colby and Pieper getting to the back of Ryan. The 46 of Chase Berry also involved. And I can't say I'm surprised by what we just saw there. Saw that coming for a lap or so. We'll see if Kyle Ryan might be getting ready to show his displeasure. Drives into the wall there. I'm not sure the steering is working. We want to catch up to see where that number 24 was going for a moment. We're going to take a look at the replay here in just a second. You see, headed down into the corner here, Ryan forces the issue. Stoner doesn't move up the track. The number 24 just kind of pushes into him a little bit. Several cars coming down pit road here. Your leader, Braxton DeWeese, is not going to be one of them. Looks like all the leaders are staying out this time by. Pit road is open, but no takers inside the top 10 or so. Justin Wilson, we mentioned to come down pit road, picks up 8 positions on that restart. Justin Wilson, you can see him in that purple car towards the back of the screen, now in the middle. Up 8 positions on the restart after restarting 18th. This is his final set of tires on the 58, so we're going to be following that story closely. Again, that caution probably fell in a place where Justin Wilson liked it. He was able to pick off about 7 or 8 spots. Not going to put a lot of heat on his final set of tires. But the problem is, it's just more laps that Braxton DeWeese is going to lead and not put heat on his tires. So DeWeese in the 5 car is your leader. He has been your leader for the past 50-plus laps here in New Hampshire. Jacob Bradley is going to be second. And right before that caution, Bradley was gaining ground on the number 5. Bradley was coming very close, had the fastest car on the track. Aaron Smith not too far behind with Scotty Sobczak in tow in 4th. Appreciate you joining us tonight on our YouTube broadcast here on SRL TV. It's Ellis Thomas in the booth. Solo show tonight, doing my best for you. But we appreciate you spending your time with us regardless. Hope everyone is having a great evening as we watch these cars coast around, getting ready for a restart with around 23 to go here in the Martin Sports 150. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right underneath the video. It doesn't cost you a thing. Also, hit the like button. That definitely doesn't cost you a thing. Let us know that you enjoy the racing that you're seeing, Chris. I appreciate the comment. It's very kind of you. Doing our best. But, hey, nice job to Braxton DeWeese as well. He is the leader. And got a couple cars. Jacob Zala into the top 7 really for the first time tonight after starting 20th. He's gained 13 positions on the evening. Cardulo back into the top 10. His teammate right behind him. Brandon Ayers, shout out to the driver of the 16 car. Ayers doing a really good job keeping it inside the top 10 after an early caution. Ayers getting that 16 machine going, running some fast laps past little while. Richard Hurst says, when it comes to New Hampshire, I'll stick to broadcasting. Yeah, man, I feel the same way. I ran some practice laps in this race earlier, and boy, it was a tough one. Speaking of tough, it's going to be tough to hold off the likes of Jacob Bradley, Aaron Smith, Scotty Sobczak here in the final stretch of this race. But Braxton DeWeese has that task ahead of him. He elects the outside once again. DeWeese brings him down for the restart, and once again, he gets away quickly. Masterclass in restarts tonight from Braxton DeWeese. Jacob Bradley sets sail on Aaron Smith. The battle is between Smith and his teammate, Sobczak, right behind him. We're going to see where Smith is. I suspect he won't be holding anything back for the final 20 laps or so of this race. Just 23 now, 22 laps left in the books tonight. Aaron Smith is scored in 3rd position. Braxton DeWeese has about 4 or 5 car lengths on Jacob Bradley as they cross the line, headed down into turn 1. Justin Wilson, he's coming, folks. He is now in 6th position. He makes his way by Sam Stoner. He knows he's got to go. He's on his final set of tires. Track position is going to be everything as he tries to work his way underneath the 2 of Logan Truitt, headed down into turn number 3. Right on board with the driver that's number 58 for just a moment. And again, with these fresh tires, he's got the advantage. He's got a little bit more grip on the inside there. He's going to channel that into a pass for position. P5 now for Justin Wilson. Battle up ahead of them. Aaron Smith looking to go to P number 2. He does so easily on Jacob Bradley. Now Sobczak's got the likes of Justin Wilson working to the inside. Wilson up another spot on fresh tires. And just to highlight the advantage Wilson has, he's got about 50 laps fresher tires. So by a mile, he's got the freshest Goodyear rubbers. And folks, if a caution doesn't come out, Braxton DeWeese, Aaron Smith, Jacob Bradley, they're going to be in trouble. If you're Justin Wilson, you'll want this race to run green the rest of the way, and you'll want to get as many spots now as you can. And there's another one for Justin Wilson. He's up to third, but boy, there is a hornet's nest brewing down into turn 3. Cardulo, Rapp, almost Rye Jones to the inside, almost a 3-wide battle. See Chase Berry dive it off into the corner on the outside. We will have a 3-wide battle on the exit of turn number 3. Now turn number 4. Will they continue that risky business down into turn number 1? No one lifts Rye Jones down to the bottom. He's going to have to really be off throttle if they're going to handle it off the corner. Cardulo eases up. It's Jones who's going to give way down the backstretch. The 91 into the backstretch wall. We're still green flag racing in New Hampshire. He's going to get it going. Caution is not out yet. 91 is back on track. He's got it gathered up. And you can see right there, Justin Wilson, he's in second. There's a big gap, but that is shrinking. I want to take a look in the battle box here. You can see Justin Wilson. If we're looking at the stats, if we're looking at the AI generative data from Pierce Graphics, it's Justin Wilson who's predicted to make that pass or at least catch Braxton DeWeese in just 4 laps. We'll keep an eye on that gap as the leaders get ready to cross the line. Now with just 18 laps, now 17 laps to go. Don, you're doing good with your shark puns tonight, my friend. Jacob Zala might have been off track. He's got it going. We're still green flag racing here from New Hampshire. Braxton DeWeese is your leader. Trying to find a good view for everyone here. Justin Wilson, though, you can see it. You can see it. I'm going to clear that real quick. And an overtake is projected. I think that's telling us this lap. We're watching Justin Wilson. Let's go on board Justin Wilson. He's to the inside here. Justin Wilson getting ready to make a pass for the lead. There's nothing Braxton DeWeese can do now other than hope for a caution. Justin Wilson is setting his sights on win number 2, or win number 1, I should say, of the regular season. It's Wilson now stretching away by 3-4 car lengths on second place Braxton DeWeese. Wilson's first time to lead tonight. Aaron Smith is stalking in third. Johnny Rapp is in 4th right now. He's one of the faster cars on the track as well. He's got Chase Berry in tow. Berry and Rapp both on nearly fresh tires. They've got some of the fastest times on track. And right now, folks, if we see this race go green, it's in the hands of the drivers on the freshest tires. And just to give you kind of the stat on that, let me see if I can pull up. You'll see, I believe right now, on the right side of the ticker, you'll see how many laps these drivers have on these tires. Wilson with a huge advantage, a 50-lap advantage over Braxton DeWeese. No shortage of great racing. Jacob Bradley trying to get by Aaron Smith here for the 6th position. Really seeing Aaron Smith drop back since this restart on 70-lap old tires. I think he's just trying to manage this situation, hoping for a caution. But folks watching at home, we're running out of time. There is now 13 laps left on the ticker in the Barton Sports 150 from New Hampshire. Justin Wilson now out to an 8, 9, 10 car length lead on Chase Berry, making it look easy on those fresh Goodyear rubbers. DeWeese just doing everything he can to hang on to that 2nd position. Berry up to 3rd, Johnny Rapp up to 4th. Looking at times that time by, I'm going to go ahead and put last laps up on the ticker. You can see who was fastest. That time by, Chase Berry. Very fast lap, accompanied by Randy Bechtel. The 46 and the 51 have kicked it up a notch. That 46 of Chase Berry looking to see if he can go 2 weeks in a row. Shane Coker rooting him on from home. This track is way too tough. Yeah, man, Shane, I agree with you. Rooting on Steve Vest. Robert Brope says, insert the Jaws theme. And I think if you're Chase Berry, who's hunting down Braxton DeWeese, you're definitely agreeing with that. Chase Berry, that driver out of Florida, hot on the heels of Braxton DeWeese. You can see the battle forecast right now as they've caught up. Berry running similar lap times to Deweese, but looking like Deweese is going to, oh, Berry into the wall off of turn number 4. Hard contact, several cars going to go by Berry at this point. And boy, hard into the wall again. He's got real issues. Sliding back is not the worst of the issues for Chase Berry. He's off the track, and he's going to park it in what looked like it was going to be a charge towards the front. Chase Berry now out of the race, putting Justin Wilson now up to a 15 car lead on Braxton Deweese in the catbird seat. 9 laps left here from New Hampshire. Can Johnny Rapp catch Braxton Deweese, and does he have anything for Justin Wilson? They're on the same tire strategy. Randy Bechtel in that same seat. Braxton Deweese, the odd man out here, led most of the race, but tire strategy not his friend, rather his enemy right now. Looking at the stint times, you can see on the right side of the ticker, Braxton Deweese at a huge disadvantage with the tire life right now on this stint. This is going to be an interesting battle. How much of a fight does Braxton Deweese put up right now towards Johnny Rapp, who's charging for second? New Hampshire, a near home track for Rapp. He looks to get to the inside. Rapp is going to see if he can make this pass down into turn number 2. 1 and 2, I should say. Randy Bechtel looking like he might have something for Braxton Deweese as well. Now 7 laps left here from New Hampshire. They're clicking away quickly. Not quickly enough for Justin Wilson there. Here goes the pass. Braxton Deweese to the outside. Johnny Rapp to the inside. And even at this point, if a caution is to come back, I don't think there's enough time for Braxton Deweese to really be able to do anything with any fresh tires. Justin Wilson is your leader. He's going to have to clear the lap car of Steve Vest here in the next couple of laps, though, if he's going to have a clean sailing towards the finish. Derek's channel watching. Appreciate you joining in. Derek rooting on J-Money. J-Dub gets by Steve Vest. Braxton Deweese still trying to hold off Randy Bechtel. Johnny Rapp last time by was about half a tenth off from Justin Wilson. That's not going to do it with just now 5 laps remaining from New Hampshire. Aaron Smith, meanwhile, slips into the 5th position. Jacob Bradley, 6th. This is going to be still a swing. It's a net gain for Braxton Deweese if Randy Bechtel or Aaron Smith remains in 5th. If you're Braxton Deweese, you're rooting on Jacob Bradley right now to get by Aaron Smith. If you're Braxton, you're trying to hold on to that 3 spot from Randy Bechtel. Now just 4 laps remaining for Justin Wilson. He's now 2.5 seconds out on Johnny Rapp. 20-plus car lengths to be precise. Again, great battles all over the track, but this one is the one furthest up we're keeping an eye on. Randy Bechtel doing everything he can. Right now, you got to give kudos to Braxton Deweese. He's on 50-lap older tires than Bechtel, and he's holding him off. Justin Wilson coming to 2 to go here from New Hampshire. Can he hang on for 2 more laps? Johnny Rapp. Braxton Deweese gaining a little bit of ground on Johnny Rapp here. Randy Bechtel still trying to make up ground on the number 5. And you can see Braxton Deweese into the wall just a little bit that time by, doing everything he can do along with Bechtel. Bechtel tries that outside line, but Deweese draws a bead on Rapp as they exit turn 4. It's the white flag now for Justin Wilson. Here comes Randy Bechtel. He switches it up. He goes to the inside. Can Braxton Deweese hold him off? Justin Wilson heads down the backstretch. This battle going on light years behind him. Justin Wilson won the season opening clash. It's been a cloudy day here in New Hampshire, but it's been all sunshine for Justin Wilson, the Sunshine State driver. Wilson claims win number 1 on the regular season. Johnny Rapp's going to be second. Randy Bechtel claims third. Braxton DeWeese is fourth. Patrick Pieper moves up to the 5th position with Aaron Smith running in 6th. Great finish. It's going to be a net gain in points for Braxton DeWeese here. 2 spots better than Aaron Smith. But it's all Justin Wilson who makes it to victory lane for the first time in the regular season. We're going to hear from him. 2nd place, Johnny Rapp, and 3rd place, Randy Bechtel here in just a moment. It's almost a perfect circle of rubber there for Justin Wilson. Perfect race, perfect rubber there at the end, making those burnouts look easy. All right, so we're going to see if we can cue up Randy Bechtel here. All right, Randy Bechtel, you got a copy, sir. Now, let me check something real quick just to make sure that we can hear everything you're saying. Our voice chat's messed up a little bit right now. Just 1 second. One moment, folks. Going to step away for a quick break. We'll be back on the other end. Randy will be with you in just a moment.
Might not come through the stream or something.
Yeah, I think I got you now. Say something real quick. Can you say something?
Hello? Yeah, I just
Yeah,
heard
I
myself
got
on
you.
the stream,
I
by
got
the way.
All right, so we are back here. I know we're having some technical difficulties there. I believe we've got Randy Bechtel in the booth right now. Randy, got a copy? All right, actually, it's eluded me one more time. I got it this time, though. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's going to happen real fast. All right, you got a copy now, Randy Bechtel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. There it is. I think the fans at home will let us know that we can hear you now. Man, you were drawing a bead on him there at the end. Talk to us about the intensity of racing. We saw really close battles on the track tonight. How comfortable was it to be on the inside line? What was your preference tonight when you were doing battle with your competitors out there?
I preferred the, I don't even know if it's inside, the first group with the banking there in the middle, I guess, the second line. It's just, I just felt more stable there. If I went higher, should I lose like a little diamond? It's just, the car felt really weird. I really don't know how to explain it. It just felt kind of weird, but yeah, the front half of the group there, we had some pretty good race in there. I think we pulled away a little bit. I feel like we were way too equal, considering I think we all drive way differently too. So I guess that's pretty pretty good, pretty fun for the broadcast and everything.
It was. Braxton DeWeese was making it real tough on you at the end with 50-lap older tires. I was amazed at how he was able to kind of stay in front. Obviously, really defensive driving there, but you eventually got by him to get up to the podium, man. Congratulations on that. That's going to do wonders for you in the points, my friend. You're going to really pick up a few points on Aaron Smith, and you're right back into the title chase with that P3 finish tonight. We got 2 races left, Atlanta and Homestead. Which one are you looking forward to the most, my friend?
I usually do better at Homestead, but it's been forever since I ran the old Atlanta, so I guess we'll see. Hopefully it's nice and slick there next week. Can hope, right?
All right. Well, any shout-outs before we let you go celebrate P3?
Thank all my teammates. Good win, Justin. I believe his first win this season. Good run, Johnny there. Tough luck for Chase, unfortunately, there in the wall. Thanks to you for broadcasting tonight by yourself. I'm sure you had a fun time.
It was great. It was great. Everyone was nice on the chat, though. So,
Apex for sponsoring. What is it? Boone.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Yep.
Yeah. And I think Martin Sports, right?
Yep. Martin Sports is giving away some gloves at the race, so you never know. Maybe you'll win.
Maybe.
All right, man.
There might be one more sponsor, but I forget right now.
We got a whole list of them we'll go through. Don't worry. I appreciate you shouting out our partners and our friends at home, man. Congratulations, Randy Bechtel, P3 tonight. Good job.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, so we heard from Randy Bechtel. Going to pull him back into the waiting room. Now we're going to hear from Johnny Rapp. Hey, Johnny Rapp, this is Ellis up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Oh, man, lots of stuff. Had to deal with some technical difficulties on the audio side for driver interviews, but I think we got it resolved now. Man, you fought your way up through the field at the end. You were a top 10 car all night, but the tire strategy really played out for you the way you wanted. Are you surprised we went caution-free that final stint?
I think we were pretty close to not going caution-free that final stint, but yeah, I'm a little surprised. I think there might have been enough guys that stayed out that our strategy would have worked. I say our strategy, like we just kind of picked the same strategy there, being the payday guys. But yeah, I don't know. It would have made for a crazy finish if we if we had a caution there. But hey, I'm glad we didn't.
Hey, man, you did a good job driving up through the field. I was talking to Johnny about, or not Johnny, Randy. Sorry, I'm talking to you now. But what was your preferred line? We saw drivers experimenting and kind of all over the track much of the night. I saw you being one of the drivers that went pretty high earlier in the race. What was your preferred line most of the night, where you were most comfortable?
Yeah, so really it was lower. It was kind of painting that the first stripe on the inside. But a lot of the restarts, I just kind of got caught out high. And, man, I don't know. I don't like it up there. It's loose, I got to actually drive it. But, man, I don't know if I could have figured it out a little bit better. Like, you could enter low and, like, there was grip, and it would just kind of make the car turn in the middle of the corner. And I could never perfect it, but I hit it good a couple times. And I think that was the fastest line.
Man, you did a great job out there. Hey, any shout-outs before you head on to celebrate P2?
Yeah, well, as always, out to the family in the living room. Brandon and Derek, Derek had some technical difficulties at the end there, but for keeping me sane through all those cautions, thank you to them. Congrats to Justin and Randy on the top 3. Sorry for Chase. He had a really fast car at the end there and ended up nosing it into the wall. But and obviously for you, hey, it's no easy task doing this by yourself.
As you know, man.
You deserve a little praise there, and everybody else in the league. This could have been a bad race, and it ended up being a pretty good race. There was still a lot of cautions, but it went better than it could have.
Yeah, we've seen bad New Hampshire races before. Tonight was definitely a highlight compared to some we've run before. Johnny Rapp, P2 tonight. Congrats, man. Have a good evening. We'll talk to you after.
Right on.
Justin Wilson, P1, win number 1 on the season. It's Ellis in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, bud?
Of course, man.
Hey, man, well, I know you grabbed that bottle of Crown Royal off your dash to celebrate that victory. Congrats on the win. It fell just right for you tonight. And it wasn't luck, right? You had a fast car all night, easily inside the top 3 much of the evening. But you capitalized on the strategy, and I really question, man, he's taking his final set of tires maybe a little bit early, but you had an intuition that we were going to run the rest of the race under green pretty much, and we, for the most part, did. Do you feel lucky? Like, how much of a risk did you think you were taking there?
Oh, yeah, let me tell you, that was a very difficult decision to pit, especially from second. We knew we had the speed, right? I mean, me and Braxton, I felt like we were pretty even on speed, but something told me we were going to go green the rest of the way. I mean, we did have an early caution, but something told me we were just going to finish this out green, and I was talking with the team. I was like, you know what? I mean, we're not going to win this thing just sitting here, you know. That was probably one of the hardest decisions I've made in a couple seasons, was to pit right there with about 25 to go. And I just can't believe it worked out. I mean, the fresh tires helped out for about 5 or 6 laps before they leveled out to where we were running, because, you know, the fresh tires only helped for a little bit, and then you were back on par. So I knew we had to be aggressive and get to the front and try to clear Braxton. But when I got him, my tires were starting to wear out, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. But it worked out great, man. I can't believe it worked out. I was worried we weren't going to get one this season, but I ain't got to worry about that no more.
Yeah, man, you made it happen tonight. I was watching you in practice, and you were definitely fast in that practice session we ran earlier. So I'm not really surprised to see you up front tonight. I'm just looking at the points right now. I'm trying to remember where exactly you were headed into this. You were sitting back inside in 8th. So you're going to make up some ground on Aaron Smith tonight. You're going to have your work cut out for you in the next 2 races. But, hey, talk to us about these final 2 races. What are you looking forward to most, Old Atlanta or Homestead?
I hate Homestead, so
answer is easy then.
Atlanta. Yeah, Homestead is my worst oval of all time, so I'm not looking forward to going there. But Atlanta is going to be fun. I know how old Atlanta is, so this should be very interesting. It's going to be a tire wear game, so let's hope everybody can keep it under them.
Man, you did a great job tonight. You kept that car underneath you all night. Any shout-outs before we let you go celebrate in Victory Lane?
Yeah, man, I want to give you the shout-out first, man, putting this show on by yourself. That's got to be difficult. And like I said, I know we're coming into the last 2 races, and just want to thank you for everything you've done, everything that the league has provided, some really good racing. So I just want to thank everybody part of the league, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate that. You've been an integral part since really the beginning of Slingshot Racing. So, you know, really happy for you to be able to get a victory before we close this thing out at Homestead later this season. Congratulations, Justin Wilson, P1, win 1 of the season. All right, folks. So, heard from our top 3 drivers tonight. It was a great race for much of the evening. Drivers had their work cut out for them all night, hanging on to these cars, and boy, it was it wasn't easy, even though some of these drivers definitely made it look like it was. We're going to hear from, or at least see, where these drivers finished tonight. We already talked about those top 3. Justin Wilson, Rapp, Bechtel, Braxton Deweese hangs on for 4th. Patrick Pieper works his way up in the final stage of the race, up to 5th position after being involved in some cautions early. Aaron Smith has to settle for 6th tonight. Jacob Bradley, 7th in his slingshot return. Scotty Sobzak finishes 8th. Logan Truitt, in and out of the top 5 all night, settles for 9th. Landon Cardulo is going to finish 10th. Dan Berg brings it home 11th after running the top 15 much of the night. Almost gets P10 into the top 10 there. Alex Harper, teammate in the pizza machine, teammate of the hot dog car of Patrick Pieper, finishes 12th. Good run for him. Brandon Ayers, early troubles, but gets it back together for a top 13 finish. Sam Stoner, 14th isn't the story of the night for driver number 65. Had a great run much of the evening inside the top 6-7, even at one point 4th, but he has to settle for 14th. James Danforth really worked his way through the field, started 26th, finishes 15th tonight. Nick DeCesare brings home another top 20, 2 weeks in a row for him. Rye Jones ran inside the top 10 much of the night, but spun down the backstretch on the final stint of the race. Paul Thomas with the top 20 brings it home 18th tonight in that number 40 car. car, after starting 29th, picks up 11 positions on the evening. Great job. Paul. 21st, Chase Berry. We saw him going for third, slammed the wall with a handful of laps remaining. Has to settle for a disappointing 21st. Jacob Zala had speed but finishes 22nd. Kyle Ryan ran inside the top 10 until getting involved in a late race caution. Derek Fike, 24th. Richard Hurst out early tonight, finishes 25th, along with Sean Johnson, involved in a hard crash midway through the race. Josh Ward ran up front very early, finishes 27th. Alberto Alvarez had speed tonight, has to settle for 28th. And then Matt Kuntz only ran about 100 or 22 laps tonight after being involved in a caution, finishes 29th. Great race for all these drivers tonight. We mentioned the difficulty. You know, it's a round track, but people often don't appreciate how difficult this track really can be for drivers. We talked about the grip levels that these drivers were experiencing, really decreasing on exit of the corners, and you saw several drivers lose it. Closing rates can be fast, especially in these hard braking zones at New Hampshire. And, despite the crashes, tonight was a great race. I appreciate all of you for being patient with me in the broadcast booth. There's a lot of tasks that have to be done. Usually Chris is producing this race with the cameras and the broadcast graphics, and I just have to talk. Tonight, I did it all, but it goes to show you just how hard Chris Smith works on a weekly basis to help bring us great racing week in and week out. So shout out to him. He'll be back in the broadcast booth and making it look easy next week, but we appreciate you sticking around with us. You got 2 races left for Slingshot Racing League, and if you didn't catch the news last week, we've got some news that at the end of this season, 2 races from now, it'll be the final race of Slingshot Racing League, at least for the time being. We'll be channeling more into broadcasting other leagues. Chris and I will still be in the booth, but it'll be for various different leagues on different nights. So you're still going to get racing action. You're still going to get the same great storylines and everything that we normally bring you for Slingshot Racing League, but it's just going to be a different series that we haven't really figured out yet. But we want you to stick around. We want you to continue to subscribe and to come into the chat and say hi during the races. We'll be posting plenty of more info about that here in the future. So stay tuned. Don says, it sucks. We'll miss this. I'll miss it too. But, hey, don't worry. We'll be back after this season. There'll be more racing from Slingshot Racing. Chris and I in the booth, don't worry. So tonight, big shakeup in the points. Johnny Rapp, Randy Bechtel, Braxton DeWeese, they're all going to gain ground on Aaron Smith in the championship hunt with just 2 races left. Next week, we're headed to Old Atlanta, as tricky of a track as it gets. Braxton DeWeese, he's won there before, and he's going to be looking for another win there and to come even with Aaron Smith in the title fight. Just 2 races remaining. Next week at Atlanta, final season finale is going to be at Homestead. We're going to go out in fashion with one of the best racetracks for racing out there on iRacing. Everybody, we appreciate you so much for tuning in tonight. Can't wait to see you next Tuesday at Atlanta. Tonight from New Hampshire, so long for Slingshot Racing League and Ellis Thomas. We'll catch you next week, everybody. Have a great week.